lot of misinformation on the internet about that book being the oldest. And it doesn't really pertain to the Hebrew Israelite doctrine because, it's separate. I mean, it's a completely different doctrine from what they're teaching. And more so goes towards, Christianity, what have you, when you look at that. So even still, King James Version, Christianity. But as far as the teachings from each book, you're not going to walk in Ethiopia and they're going to be saying the same shit as the Black Hebrews on the corner, right? And when you do the research on the manuscripts themselves, which I put a whole video out on that, then you understand what the manuscripts is about. So yeah, Ethiopian Bible, not the oldest Bible. Black people did not write it. It just was given to us by a white man, just like all the other Bibles we had. And and that's basically what happened with that whole thing.
So what about the King James Version? I heard King James was supposed to be black.
Yeah. That's what the Hebrews want you guys to believe, right? That King James was a black man, and that King James gave us the true, right, inspired or closest to Hebrew version of the Bible with the King James Version, right? And it's just the King James Version. And the thing is this, and you guys know, King James Version written between 1604 and 1611, right? Slavery was already going on. The whole premise, or let's say the whole grit of the Hebrew Israelite doctrine is around Deuteronomy 28, right? Especially 28:68. But when you read Deuteronomy 28 and you're reading it, there again, I agree with it. There is no people on the planet that fits Deuteronomy 28 more than black people. It is clearly talking about black people and African slavery, clear as day. There's no way around that. The thing is, you got to remember that it was written between 1604, 1611, when slavery was already going on. Slavery was already in full swing. Right. So they already knew about the yoke of iron. They already knew about what was happening to the slaves or what have you. So these are questions I get a lot, and I answered a lot of these questions. But it's important to know that with the King James Version, it's not that he had a spirit put on him, because that's what they want you to believe, that God put a spirit on King James to give him a clarity, to give us a true translation. King James ain't write shit. Scribes wrote it. Scribes did the. It's not like King James sat down. Like you see the pictures of Saint Jerome when he writing. Saint Jerome did that. Saint Jerome copied himself, and he changed the Septuagint, right? But with King James, he didn't do nothing.
He was a phony.
He was commissioned to do this. He got Sir Francis Bacon to help him edit it. But this was something that was done with scribes, and it was a lot of work. They already had a plan. Again, King James, Mason, right? Sir Francis Bacon, who edited the Bible, considered one of the fathers of Freemasonry. The book is super coded, as I showed you guys. So that's something to take into consideration as well. But as far as him being black, the evidence that's out there doesn't really support it. We have portraits of him that was painted during his time, meaning he was standing there when a person was painting the portrait, and he's white, clearly, in the portrait. So it's just a matter of what you want to believe or not believe. And I would. It's better for us that he's not black. No, to be honest with you, because imagine a brother doing this, basically being the king over our slavery. A black dude, like, come on. And then here's the thing, like, if he was, do you think these fucking white people would miss the opportunity of pointing that shit out? Right. They would be everywhere. Oh, well, King James was a black king. He the one who enslaved your asses. It would be everywhere. And people say, well, no, they don't want us to know that there were black kings during that time. Dude, the North was free. We know there was intelligent black people in the North. We know that black people invented a lot of stuff. I mean, look at freaking Egypt or what have you. Look at all the kingdoms in Africa. It's already proven. So we know we had intelligence and kingdoms before the King James Version, right? Before the Bible. So we could say what we want. We could say they tried to hide what they wanted to hide. None of this stuff goes back to prove that the man was black. And if he was, why would I follow that doctrine? My thing is this. Okay, so if he's black and this dude putting out this Bible around this time, but meanwhile in America, they're enslaving all these black people and they hate our guts. So why would the white people in the colonies in America accept a biblical book from a black king when they fucking killing and raping his people? That don't make sense. Why would they accept that book when they're putting out to the people that we're not even human, right? So we're going to accept our God and a book from a black guy? It don't make sense. Then you have to think about who owned the printing press. Who was out there printing these books? Find me a printing house that existed during that time that was owned by a black man, right? Can't find one, right? So we know Johann Gutenberg, print press. First thing that was printed was a Bible. So the very first thing that was printed by a white man, right? And then we can't prove that a black man was out there printing Bibles, giving them to white people to use to give to us in slavery. It's just stupid. It don't make sense. So it's like, when you argue this, man, you're hurting yourself, like, because it just makes you look bad. And it makes us look bad for even accepting it. So the people that's on the fence about the religion, the Black Hebrews, and I'm doing this video because it's just growing. I thought I stomped this shit out, but it's still growing and spreading. It's because it's not enough information out there. I'm one person. There's not enough people out there putting the information out to really combat it. So it spread and it grows. There's more people than me and a few other people that talk about this. There's more people that's for the doctrine than against the doctrine. It's not enough knowledge out there to get people to really come out of it. Because again, when you listen to the doctrine, it sounds good. It sounds good. It's good for Black people because it kind of fills in that whole understanding of why we are so fucked up, right? Exactly. Because they believe we are cursed. And it's like, but damn, Black people, we can't get ahead for shit. Because, okay, yeah, it makes sense. We're cursed, right? But we're not fucking cursed. No, the dumbest thing to believe. But I get it, I understand. But the King James part of it is something that they want to use to make you feel like that this is something that was done by a black man for you to accept the book more so. Because they know that proven history tells us that Ptolemy II Philadelphus is the one who gave us the Septuagint Greek. And before that, no black man had nothing to do with anything biblical, right? And he wasn't black. He's a Greek, right? So there's no black manuscript or proven black manuscript that predates the Septuagint Greek or predates anything Roman as far as biblical doctrines. Doesn't predate the Vetus Latina, doesn't predate the Latin Vulgate, doesn't predate any of the codices from a black man, right? I can't even think of a black man that printed the Bible ever. I can't even think of one. Like, I'm trying to rack my brain just now thinking like, damn, nigga had to print a Bible at some point, right? All we did was get it and preach it. Right. I can't think of one black dude that printed a Bible, and I just can't think of one, especially when it's famous, right? So you gotta look at all this, like I said, man, do your research and just think about like what the doctrine is putting out, what these people are saying to you, and ask yourself, does that sound right? Exactly. Right? It don't sound, it's something still off about it, because at the end of the day, you still got to accept this book.
So what would you say to a person who's still confused about the Israelite doctrine, besides what you already said already? Yeah. And how could you get them to understand?
Yeah, good question. Because a lot of people still be confused, because we talk about a lot in this video. It's a lot to get into. And, it's not so much about what I can say to you. It's always going to come down to you and your faith and what you want to believe in. Because you guys already know, you could talk to a Christian or a Muslim till you blue in the fucking face, and they're just not going to change their ways, because 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2 to a lot of people. It just don't. That shit equals 12 or 7, right? So it's like the people who come to you and like try to ask you questions about this, I always tell you guys, make sure you know your shit. Make sure you know what you're talking about and you can back it up or what have you, and they'll listen to you more. Like, so when because I get this a lot of people, just into this doctrine, they got questions, and I always tell them to just do your research, man. Just go back, because nothing's better than doing your research yourself. And you
find it out for yourself.
Yeah, find out for yourself, because then it's like, nobody told me this shit. I went and I did the research, and boom, this is what I found. Because if you're a person that's going to accept what you're being told, you're always going to have questions, right? You got to go out and answer those questions on your own, because you will be your own master in that way, right? It's a teacher and there's a master. At some point, the student has to become the teacher. He has to become a master on his own. The only way you can do that is to go out and get everything, right? Learn everything, research everything, answer those questions you got, and then come to your own conclusion on your own, because you guys already know, a person can tell you a movie sucks 1,000,000 times. Until you see it yourself, you're not going to know. You be like, man, he said that shit was corny. I'm not even going to see it. And then you see the movie 10 years later, like, God damn, this movie was I should have been saw this movie.
Amazing.
Yeah, and it's like you can't accept, what people are telling you, right? Even me. So, I always tell people, hey, read the Bible, do your research, look at what people saying, write that shit down, and just, go from there. Because at the end of the day, you're going to come to the point where you're not going to accept that shit. It's just going to be like, no, this is stupid. And I always tell you guys, when you read the Bible and you get to 2 Samuel, you're done. Because the dumbest shit is like, up to 2 Samuel, it's like, I'm done with this book. There's no way in where these people are smart. They got to be the dumbest people on the planet to go through everything that Hebrew Israelites went through and still be defying God. Right? Like these people that seen the power of Moses, this nigga that parted the sea, you seen the power of Elijah, and you still not believing this shit? Like, how are you still disobeying God? It don't make sense. Like, it don't make sense. And you know, us as black folks, we so spiritual. We drop to our knees at anything holy. You think we would be this defiant to God after witnessing his power? No, it don't fit for us in that aspect. So I tell people, hey, go do your research, really study, really get into it, and you'll figure it out on your own.
So what would you say to a black Hebrew and try to get him to understand like what he believes is wrong?
Yeah, I know. That's a tough one too, because those guys fight, man. You guys know. Black Hebrews, I mean, it's impossible. Good luck. Because like they'll say to you, I was just talking to my son about this, they'll say to you the reason why, and I said this earlier, the reason why you can't believe what I believe is because God hasn't given you the spirit of belief, right? God hasn't touched you and put a spirit on you to get you to believe what I believe. I've been touched by God. That's why I believe. And they'll feel so good about that. They'll feel like that's what's really going on. That thing. Man, I'm the man because God made me believe, and I believe this because God touched me. He ain't touch you. Why God ain't touch you? Maybe something wrong with you, bruh. So and they'll be into that, and they'll feel good about that. But it's not realistic. It's not realistic, and it's like they live in this world where that holds up, and that belief and that feeling. I mean, imagine walking around believing some stupid shit and believing that God touched you and made you believe it. And the reason why everybody else can't agree with your stupid ass is because God hasn't touched them, right? And you just running with that.
Right.
How you going to defeat that? You can't defeat that.
You're not that special, brother.
It's tough. So, you know, all jokes aside, what I say to these guys is one, because we're going to go back and forth on our debate shit. We're going, hey, this was proven, that wasn't proven, this is bullshit. Oh, did you read this verse? We're going to go back and forth on that. And at the end of the day, as I said before, it's going to come down to the conclusion of faith, right? At the end of the day, I'm going to have my facts. I'm going to have what's been proven, and you're going to have your Bible, and you have to believe and have faith in that book. I do not.
Exactly.
Right? I don't have to have faith in that book. I can point out what's been proven and what's not been proven, which none of the shit's been proven, right? And we can go from there. So it's like, you know, not so much as what can I say to them? It's about like just presenting, you know, what you know, and they let them, you know, be respectful always. Let them present what they know, and then either he's going to accept what you're saying, because you're not going to accept what the fuck he said.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And, or not. And you're just going to go from there. But, you know, I've had, and I said this before to you guys, I had so many dope dialogues with Black Hebrews, Christians and Muslims as well. You know, sometimes you meet people and it's just about the knowledge, and they can walk away still believing what they want to believe in. And, you go from there. It's just a meeting of the knowledge, and we leave it like that. And unless, to me, I'm not wasting my time on no debate. I kick my knowledge, they kick theirs, and we go from there. But unless the debate ends with them converting, there's no point. And I told this one Hebrew that I was like, okay, we can have a debate if you want to, but at the end, when I prove my point, you got to convert. And he didn't want to do it. And so it's no point in me doing it to sit up there and have a verbal argument with somebody, and he's, you know, meow, 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 meow. Everything you say sounds like, you know, you're not even listening. It's like talking to a brick wall. Right. So he's not accepting it, because I've had that happen to where I'm killing it. And it's like, yo, how you going to come back from that, son? And then he still tries to come back. Did you not hear what I said? There's no coming back from that. And there's still what the Lord said. I'm going to go through this verse. What? Like,
put it down.
I just crushed all that. They don't care, man. It's what happens, and what you guys know you deal with when you're dealing with religious people. And I wanted to do this video again because, like, I have so many emails and people who ask me about this. You guys know I got a bunch of videos online about this whole thing, but it's growing. It's spreading more. we're getting towards what people say is this whole end times bullshit, and everybody getting, no, you're scary. Oh, Trump's going to cut food stamps, and the world is going to end. Oh, cut food stamps,
Yeah, right.
But it's getting crazy out here, and people still want to hold on to that doctrine because, like my son was saying before, like you see the black Hebrews, they always militant,
Right.
they always marching or trying showing strength. Unity and black power, or what have you, to get more black people to join. Like, hey, these guys look organized, and that's what really gets people. It's the organization of them.
Okay.
But organization and stupidity are two different things, man. I mean, how can you sit there and be organized and say we're this and we're that, but you believe in talking snakes and donkeys, man? Like, it don't make sense. You can't sit there and be serious and try to have a serious conversation with me, and you believe in talking snakes and donkeys. You believe a man can survive 3 days in a big fish. You believe that flying fire chariots can be flown around and dudes can walk on water, turn water into wine, but can't save themselves from 2 boars and some nails.
It doesn't make sense.
It's just like, it's so much stuff that's like, okay, but we believe in this, right? It don't make sense. It's just crazy to me. But, we joke. But like, in all seriousness, I know there's a lot of people who are confused out there, and they just looking for somewhere to turn with and get right information. And the only place you're really going to accept it wholeheartedly is yourself, right? And that's exactly what the Bible is telling you. Look to yourself, believe in yourself, or what have you. Just the information is in you. God is in you. Everything you're looking for is within yourself. And if you be true to yourself and you go out, you do the research or what have you, you'll be fine, right? You got people like me and other people out here that's trying to put out information to help you guys out. It's up to you guys to accept it or not. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to keep on putting out information. These videos are going to keep coming out as long as these people still talk shit.
Right.
I'm going to be back talking shit too. We going to get into it. But yeah, we want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch. Make sure you guys, links are in the description. People still trying to join the society. Remember, guys, is in the society. Make sure you have until Monday to make sure you reserve. Also, when books come back out, I got you guys. The links will be back up. But I appreciate everybody those books sold out fast. And they already shipped out. So you guys are good. So I'll put the link up when the next ones become available. We just wanted to do a test run. 1, to see if the support to be there. 1, but 2, to just see how fast we can get everything out. And everything's out already. So when the next round is out, I'll let you guys know. And yeah, we appreciate the support.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for taking the time to watch. Peace.
Peace. See ya.